Hi and welcome to the Stamping Sunday blog hop. It's Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk. So this month we're focusing on speciality papers. So that's basically papers that have foiling, have weird stuff on them, that's just not your bog standard paper. So I have chosen to have a closer look at these Love You Always Speciality Designer Series paper. They've basically got gold foiling on them and they come in a pale pink, a darker sort of, I think this is like a Rococo rose pink, and a, what colour would you call that? That's kind of like a Sahara sand, like a beige. And then also I'm going to be mixing it up with the foil sheets as well. Now I'm sorry, I'm filming this at night, so the colours are not going to come across too well because there's a bit of a glare on them. But the foil comes in, I don't know if you can catch that, this kind of beautiful kind of pinky colour, a copper and this pale gold. I'm not going to inflict that on you for too much longer. And then the speciality paper, I've got some snippets of it here because I've been working with it. Comes in these 3 different patterns and colours. And for the first card, I wanted to kind of show you how it doesn't matter if you don't have lots of fancy tools and dye machines and all that kind of thing, but actually you can simply with a pair of scissors just cut out some of those gorgeous leaves, and how we could make a really pretty little card just from cutting out loads of those leaves. So I will be teaming this up with a butterfly stamp set, but I'm going to try and keep it super simple for now by just, as I said, using basic scissors and tools. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you this. This is a butterfly that I've hand cut from one of the foil sheets, and I wanted to show you how very simply you can get this beautiful kind of like almost like punched tin effect, but it's just with the fabulous pick-up tool. Sorry, I can't remember what it's called now. I want to say pick-me-up tool, but I'm sure that's not quite right. Anyway, this is simply how you do it. You basically use your pokey section, and you just create holes into the foil. And I would recommend you use some sort of mat. Please don't go ruining your, your grandmother's antique coffee table or anything like that and then blame me. But make sure you protect your surface and before doing this. And you can just kind of like punch this kind of really simple pattern into the foil. So I'm going to carry on doing that and come back to you. Okay, so the basic trick I would say to this is whatever you do on one side, try and mimic it on the other side to try and keep it fairly symmetrical. Okay, so there we have our really, simple but pretty little butterfly. Then have a whale of a time doing some fussy cutting. It can be quite relaxing, doesn't take much thought. Just get your scissors and cut some pretty pieces out. And this can create a really nice, almost like a little bed for your butterfly to sit in. And then I've got, so that was the leaves cut out from the pinky paper. Now, excuse this, this is a different technique I'm going to show you in a second, but it was the pinky kind of paper. I did look at cutting out some of these, but no. Too much like hard work, I'm afraid. But these leaves from the beige paper were quite easy to cut out, so I did cut out a few of those. Right, so by the power of camera magic, I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick these all down and then come back to you. So now all my little pieces are stuck down. I'm thinking what would be really sweet is if we created some little tendrils coming away from that central portion using my pokey tool from the Pick Me Up tool. And I'm just going to create like little kind of swirls coming away from there as a little cute detail. And this is like super fun to do. If you felt a bit unsure about, where you're heading with it, if you don't want to do it straight to the cardstock, then I would recommend, perhaps putting a pencil mark on there, or copy, you know, go and copy a swirl that you've seen and you like the look of. I've been drawing swirls a long time. It's one of those things that I end up doodling, you know, when you're on the phone to somebody. So I'm quite, well, I'd say a fairly confident swirler. I also enjoy doing a bit of henna sort of tattooing, so you have to be quite confident to draw kind of swirls and twirls and things quickly. So anyway, I love that. I think that's just such a really simple way of creating a bit of an accent, and then you can almost create little odd sort of accent moments as well. Instead of using gems, just create little holes. How cute is that? It's like me doing dottage but with my picky tool instead of a stamp. So there we go. So this is how you can create a really simple but really pretty card just using the papers, scissors and a pokey tool. Right, let's move on to the next technique I wanted to show you. So this I love because one of the things about using Stampin' Up! Products is that, you know, there's loads of people using the same product as you, and sometimes you want to make it look a little bit different. So very simply, I kind of tried to create this slightly ombre effect, and all I did was get my Stampin' Up! Brush onto the Memento black ink and brushed it on, and then slowly I didn't do so much down here, and just sort of did it more intense at the top, and then wavered it off. So let's see what we can do with this piece of paper. And then the next thing I wanted to show was kind of stepping it up a little bit with the use of punches. So here I have used the small bloom flower punch there, and I want to show you how bringing that tool, my fabulous tool here, and swapping it out for the I've forgotten the name of this now. This is the problem when I film late at night. My brain just goes to mush. Oh, I'm just going to keep going and it will come to me in a second. So you can use this little shaping tool or baller. I know it's very popular amongst people who do cake decorating. They like using this sort of thing. So I just want to show you how easy this is to do. It's very simple. So you get your foil flower like this, and then you flip it over to start off with, and then you create you do small circular motions. I don't know what, let's get in a bit closer so you can see this. You do small circular motions into the flower. Now to start off with, the card is a little bit resistant, and you have to kind of like hold it still and, you know, stay type thing, you know, tell it to not move around too much. But you do have to work those fibres to get it loosened, and you know that you've done it right when it starts to spin around. Actually, you see how it started to spin then. So look, ooh, you know that it's kind of really kind of taken the shape there. So last one, round and round and round and round. Okay, it's really starting to curl up as well. Then you flip it over, and then you do the same thing, same movement, but to the middle of the flower, like that. And again, once it starts spinning around, you know you're kind of doing the right thing. So that, as you can see, is so different from that. And I just love that sort of real 3D. It almost looks like foil. You know, like tin, you know what I mean, tinned foil or metal sheeting, not actual cardstock, you know. Right, so let's have a think. How could we use my ombre piece of paper here to decorate this card with my gorgeous shaped flowers? So I'm going to just maybe cluster those at the top. I like the idea of leaving this bit quite plain. Oh, and then the other punch that I've used is this one here. It's the confetti flowers border punch. And to shape the flowers from there, all you need to do is, again, get the tool and just push down into those little flowers, and they end up looking like that. So it's super duper simple, and I've still got some of those lovely leaves left over, so I think I'm just going to adhere those down and then maybe throw a few little embellishment sparkles on there, and then I think we're going to be done for that card. So again, by the power of magic, no, not the power of magic, the power of camera magic, I'm going to come back with this all stuck down. So now I've got all my lovely flowers stuck down. Oh, and I seem to have stuck my card to the table too. I just want to show you that I decided to put a foil strip underneath. Well, I used 2 foil strips that I popped underneath that paper. And I've just realised I've actually stuck it the opposite way that I intended. I was going to have the dark at the top, but oh well, never mind, it looks great. So I've got the gorgeous little pearls, these pastel coloured pearls from that Hydrangea suite, and I love these shades, and the pink seems just to go so well. I should have used my tool over here really. Oh dear. Now the pearl is just like refusing to go off my finger. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can flip it over. Yay. So this is super nifty for picking up pearls, because it's got this like tacky stuff at the end. It's great. Oh, now it's starting to stick to a leaf. Oh my word. You wouldn't believe it, but I've actually had this project sitting in the wings for about a week or so. And I knew today that I was going to have to film this. And I just got distracted, to be quite fair with you. And then I realised as I was putting my daughter to bed, I've not filmed it yet. So I've just put those little blobs of glue down so that I can put my pretty little flowers that I cut out using that confetti border border punch, not die, sorry. And I've got a feeling I may have to cut a few more as I've gone and put more glued spots than I have flowers. Do I need to cut a few more? I need to find a pink. I'm sure I had a few more of those lying around. Okay, I'll do that. So I've got my extra lovely flowers here, scattered very artistically across the table, and I'm just going to do a quick demonstration to you, starting with a flat one, just to show you how easy it is. You literally just get the larger ball end and then just push that into the foil flower, and it just shapes it so quickly and easily. So we do have a variety of different sizes here. We've got kind of like large, small medium, and small. It's a bit funny to call these flowers large when actually they're all very, very tiny. So there we go. That's how simple it is to do that. So I needed one more just up in that corner there. Oh, I received the most beautiful new home card from somebody who used these sort of coming away from, as almost like a pathway from a house image on the card, and it was so pretty. I'm going to have to do a little video of all the different new home cards that I've received. Some of them have been really, you can tell people have spent quite a bit of time on them, and the ones that people have even bought from you know, I don't know, all my friends are crafters, and so they purchase them from shops, and they've been just delightful. So there we go. So that's the second card done. Now the third card is going to have a little bit more tools and speciality machinery involved, because I want to show you how beautifully that gold foil embosses. So that's going through the embossing folders. It's the greenery one, and you can see that it just picks up the texture so well. So I want to use that for the next card. Then I've teamed up with the fluttering dies that go with the floating and fluttering stamp set, and here we have a really beautiful die that will emboss as well as cut out, this one here. And I want to just show you a quick little technique to enhance the foiling a little bit, and I know you probably can't see it too clearly on there, but basically by putting some StazOn ink over the butterflies, it just makes them show up a little bit better. So I'm trying to find one that I haven't. Okay, so these ones I haven't done it to, and these ones I have. So I'll show you quickly how to do that with the black StazOn. So just take the protective layer off that. And I've just simply got a piece of kitchen towel, to be honest. I'm just going to wipe it in the StazOn and then brush that over the top of my butterfly. And if you want to rub it in, you can do. But it's almost like the effect that people do on jewellery. You know, some people really love that kind of almost antique look. So they deliberately will antique jewellery to make it look a bit older. So it feels a bit like that. Okay, I only need 3 of those, so I won't do any more. And then this big framed sort of piece, this rectangle, I also want to dull this too. So I'm just going to again rub some StazOn. Oh, there's another technique that I really want to try actually. I'm going to see if this will work. So this is just holding it in your hand, and then it's called the black ice technique. It's where you swipe the StazOn ink down the edge of the, or sorry, across the top of the foil. And it just gives you this fabulous, again, antique type effect. Oh, now I've done it to that one, I want to do it to this. Oh dear, I'm getting a bit carried away here now, but oh well. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say here in the UK. Do people say that anywhere else in the world? In for a penny, in for a pound. Oh wow, look at that. So it just enhances it a little bit. And then you get lovely inky fingers as well at the same time. You know, it shows that you've been working hard. So there we go. Right, now I'm feeling that putting it on such a pristine piece of cardstock is not going to cut it either now. So I'm going to have to distress this a little bit. So I'll just get a little bit of ink onto the edge of my cardstock there. Brush around the edges. A really simple way to distress the edge of a piece of card. Right, so let's get this all stuck down. And just a reminder, please do go and have a look at all the other hoppers. I will put a link in the description below to my blog post where you'll be able to see photographs of these cards. And you can nip over, there'll be a link. Now I don't know whether just to put that at a slight angle. I'm just going to get the butterflies and see what I think, because the butterflies are meant to be kind of like the focal point really here. So, and I know I haven't put any sentiments or anything on these cards yet, but as some of you know, I like to leave it sometimes and decide later on. There we go. Now I know you probably can't see much difference between the colours of the foil, but I assure you that is the copper one and that is the pinky one. So I'm going to grab some of the side strips of my dimensional here, just to get this stuck on, and then we'll get our butterflies on. You know what, I'm going to do that and then come back. So I couldn't resist adding some of those leftover flowers to my card there, and I've grabbed these gold epoxy little embellishments, and I'm thinking I'd really like to pop some of these tiny ones inside these little flowers just to make them be shown off a little bit more. And I think this card is probably the shiniest card I have ever made in the history of my card making career. So I don't think it could get much shinier than this. Anyway, I normally probably wouldn't use as much shiny as this. It's just because I wanted to show off this beautiful cardstock and what it what can be done with it. And as I said, it just picks up embossing really, really well. So if you find this a bit too much, please just use aspects of it. It's purely for me to just show you what can be done, really. Okay, so please let me know in the comments below which one is your favourite, or which is your favourite new technique. Have I taught you something new? So this one featured the pokey tool to make a really pretty butterfly. This one has got those really 3D flowers. Again, same tool, but the other attachment. And then this one is just, you need your sunglasses for this one. It's got the stays on ink onto the embossed foil. So lovely to have you with me. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, have a great Sunday, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like what you see. Take care, bye.